Okay, kids, for this demo, I am going to show you how you can tone your drawing paper to prep it for the value drawing that we're going to do. So you can see here that my paper is toned with graphite, so it looks like a light gray, as opposed to this piece of paper that is not toned yet. We're going to be doing a type of drawing called additive reductive value drawing. Which means we'll be using our pencils to shade, but before that we'll start on a gray toned piece of paper, and in order to make lighter values on our paper, we'll take an eraser and we'll erase away the value. In order to make darker values than this mid-tone gray, we'll be adding values to the paper to make the darker values. So additive reductive technique. This is the best way, in my opinion, to learn how to draw, as opposed to just starting a drawing on a blank white sheet. And I'm going to talk about the benefits to additive reductive drawing after we do our value scale, so that I think it'll just make a little bit more sense to you. So we'll talk about that, but that is the purpose of why we are going to tone our paper today. Just want to show you a couple of options of how to tone your paper. If you're sitting there with your white piece of paper, you might be wondering how to get a nice even tone of gray like I had on here. A few options depending on what types of pencils you have access to. And I already made another video about which are the best types of pencils to use. So I do have access to an ebony pencil, which is my highly recommended drawing pencil. So I have one of those, and I also have a hand sharpener, which is going to make toning the paper a lot easier. So if you have access to these things, or even the 6B or 8B pencil, like we spoke about before, then use these materials to tone your paper. So what I would do is I would take the, oh, by the way, if we were in the classroom, if we weren't actually trying to do this from home, I have this stuff that's called powdered graphite. So it's basically like the lead of your pencil all ground up. And we would actually use that to tone our papers. It's way easier than what we're going to do, but we're left to our devices here. So I don't even have powdered graphite here to do my own drawing. So this is how I would recommend doing this. If you have these supplies, I would take the pencil and don't sharpen it like you normally would, but I would just sharpen the tip of it so you're only sharpening the lead part. And I don't know if you can see this, but some of the lead is being ground up. Now I'm just going to empty it out on the paper. So if you did it like a regular, just like I'm regularly sharpening the pencil, the like wood shavings would come out too. We don't really want that. Get those out of there. But we do want the lead shavings. So I would do that maybe like 3 times, should do it. If some lead shavings come off, or if some wood shavings come off with the lead, that's okay, you can just pick it out after. That should probably be enough to tone my paper. Just get that out. Now I'm going to get a piece of paper towel, which I imagine you all have at home. Could be a tissue, could be a piece of toilet paper. I don't think anybody wants to spare their toilet paper for this, but... And just take it and spread the lead around. You do not have to, I'm just pressing down with very, very light pressure, light as a feather. You don't have to massage it into the paper, work it into the paper. You're really just trying to get a light coating of lead over the whole surface of the paper. Go edge to edge, corner to corner. So you might want to put some newspaper down. I just have a blank piece of scrap paper down underneath this because that will probably get dirty. And tone your paper like this. Compared to this gray, this is a little bit light. So I'm gonna actually do the same thing again with my sharpener and my lead, and I'm gonna give it another layer, or I can even pick up some of this stuff that brushed off and add it on there just to make it a slightly darker gray. If you do not have a sharpener like this, but you do have an ebony pencil, a 6B pencil, and a number 2 pencil, you could do this. So I'll just show you. Where's my... So I have, you also would need a utility knife or an X-Acto blade. So again, you have to have these things, but you can also take the blade and remove the lead, get some lead shavings that way. If you have one of these guys at home, I don't know if anyone has one of these, are like carpenter pencils, I think. I have a number of these, but these are great for doing that too, because they have a wider piece of lead. You can also do this with your number 2 pencil. It's a little slower going, but that helps you to remove the lead. And then again, just take a piece of a tissue or a piece of paper towel, rub that around. The other thing you can do is you can take your pencil, whatever pencil you have, and you can press down really hard on a piece of scrap paper. So this is just a piece of scrap copy paper. This is the slower method. This will take a little bit longer. You could also do a combination of both. Take that and tone your paper that way. Either way, it's going to take a few layers. Now, if all you have is a mechanical pencil, I guess this method would be the best. Might be a little slow going. You could try to take the lead and ground it up and put it on your paper and rub it in with a piece of paper towel. That would work too. So be creative if you're in that boat. But I do want everybody to start their drawing with a toned paper, even if it's just lightly toned, even if you can't get it to this gray. You can see the difference there. It's close. But even if it's just lightly toned, I want everybody to be starting with a toned piece of paper so that you can actually use the additive reductive technique. That's the technique I'm going to be showing in my video demos coming soon.